process since the beginning in terms of working together with the administration to see a better bus service in the city of Poughkeepsie. I will say this, that I am not anti-consolidation. I support consolidation where it makes sense, where service is maintained at the same level, if not improved. This consolidation plan, elimination plan, the turnover of the assets does not make sense to me. I am concerned, as Councilman Johnson said, that an MOA was presented to this council as a presentation. It was removed, never put back on the agenda because the administration knew that it didn't have the votes. And instead, they went around us, the council, the legislative body, and decided to sign an MOA with the county executive behind our backs, never telling us for, as Mr. Johnson indicated, for weeks. Never told this council that there was an MOA signed, when Mr. Johnson continuously asked at several council meetings, what's the status? There was no status. There was a status. There was one signed, but we were never disclosed that. I'm concerned that our funding subsidies were removed without even telling the council. I think it was about a month ago we learned that our state and federal subsidies were pulled from our bus service. Nobody told us until somebody asked the question. I'm concerned that this is an administration that has gone after millions in grants to shut down a bus service that would have cost the city $200,000 to run till the end of the year. We go after millions in grants to shut down a bus service that would have ultimately cost the city about $250,000 to run till the end of the year, to buy us some more time to be able to work with the county to do what we had to do. Millions in grants secured, and we're proud about that. We're proud that we've secured millions of grants to shut down a bus service in the city of Poughkeepsie. And I have to say that, Mr. Mayor, you're the general, and we're your Army soldiers here. But you went into a battle knowing you did not have the support of your soldiers, and that's concerning to me. It's really concerning to me that you would go into battle knowing that you didn't have the majority of your soldiers behind you. And now that the war has been lost, and now that we're going to lose 1.6 million, the general is blaming this council. No, sir. This 1.6 million lies with you, Mr. Mayor. Because again, you're the general, we are your soldiers, but you knew you didn't have the support of your soldiers to go into this battle, yet you did. We've lost it, you've lost it, and now we're going to be blamed for 1.6. No, this is entirely on you. I'm sickened that every day that the seniors of the First Ward are walking blocks and blocks to get to a bus. I am disappointed that the First Ward has lost significant service in terms of public transportation. There used to be a bus that came into the First Ward every hour on the hour that would take care of Delafield Street and the handicapped and the disabled that live in the First Ward. There is no more bus in the First Ward. But then I'm ridiculed, I'm grandstanding. Yes, I'm grandstanding. Yes, I am grandstanding. If that's what you want to call it. When you take a bus that comes into the First Ward every hour on the hour, picking up the residents that I represent, and you remove it, that's a problem. It's not grandstanding. That's a huge issue for me. And instead of the bus coming to Delafield Street housing, instead of it going into these poor, diverse neighborhoods, we now have a bus that goes to Fox Hill, right into Fox Hill, because we know that that's a very, very important place to have public transportation, Fox Hill. We'll pull it out of a diverse, poor neighborhood and we'll move it into a rich, white neighborhood at the expense of our most vulnerable residents. I will not be painted into this corner. I will not take the blame for this 1.6 million. Again, this administration knew since day one that they didn't have the support of this council, but proceeded to go down that path. There's a big roadblock in the road that said, don't go past this roadblock. But the administration decided to plow past it, and now we're going to be blamed for it falling into the hole. Not on my watch. I've seen this happen with the parking meters, the intimidation. Well, we'll threaten the employees with layoffs. Well, we'll threaten a massive tax increase to get votes to change on this council. I hope they don't change because we have to take a stand. And I wish that we could have worked in sync with the administration. I wish there was greater transparency. But at the end of the day, I should also note that the transportation system in the city of Poughkeepsie, the operation of it, the overseeing of it, is not a council matter. It is an administration function. The council merely votes on a budget to fund it. And I remind folks in the audience that we voted twice to fund our buses. He vetoed it twice, and now we're going to be blamed for 1.6 million. I do not support this resolution. I will not support this resolution. This has been a terribly rolled out elimination, consolidation, whatever you want to call it. I, in good faith, representing the First Ward and the residents that have been significantly hampered by this, will not support this resolution.